In this video, I'm going to reveal the most important thing that people overlook when trying to get healthy, lose weight, and heal their bodies. And I'll show you how you can make sure that you don't make the exact same mistake, so you can finally get the results that you've been after for some time now. And at the end, I have a free resource for you that will make it 10 times easier to execute on what I'll be sharing with you right now. So let's jump into it. Now, when it comes to changing your health and healing your body and eliminating excess body fat, most people think they need to make a change and just do something, right? So they find a new meal plan or a workout plan and they just start to do it. But then a few days go by or a week or two goes by and you miss your workout, and then you miss the second one, then you miss the third, and then after that you're like, okay, I'm just gonna start after Labor Day or after Memorial Day. Or maybe you're good with your nutrition for a few days, right? Like you're making better decisions, right? You got the salad instead of something else, and then someone has a birthday dinner and you just wild out, right? You just eat whatever, and then you're stressed at work and you're stress eating because you have some deadlines to meet, and you just look up and you realize you've been eating horrible for the last week, the last 2 weeks, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to start after the new year. Now, every time this happens, you're conditioning your body and mind not to follow through, and you're actually creating a habit, because habits are formed by doing something consistently, even if what you're doing isn't a good thing, which in this case, it isn't. So what is one of the main things that keeps people back from accomplishing something big, something that has lifelong implications? Good question. But the answer isn't found in anything external, right? It's not with you doing more things, meaning it has nothing to do with meal prepping or exercising or meal planning. It's found internally. It's actually found in your mind. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, here we go again. It's going to be some manifestation mumbo jumbo, right? These Jedi mind tricks. But I promise you, it's nothing anywhere near that, anywhere close to that. Just stay with me, all right? So to illustrate what I'm talking about, I want to share with you a story about two boxers, right? One you may have heard of, the other you may not have heard much about. So these boxers are Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. So in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Mike Tyson was the king of boxing. He was beating everyone. He was a ferocious fighter. He was the best. Everyone knew he was the best. He was nicknamed Iron Mike, and he was the undisputed champion of the world. Now, his record right up until this fight with Buster Douglas was 37-0. He hadn't lost a fight, and he knocked out 33 of those people that came in the ring to fight him. He was super confident going in this fight because no one ever beat him. But that fight was a long back and forth fight, right? Both fighters were taking and giving punishment. In fact, Mike Tyson knocked out Buster Douglas. He knocked him to the floor, and everyone was like, okay, yeah, the fight is over. But slowly and surely, he got back up. He was saved by the bell, and he was ready to fight another round. And as fate would have it, in the 10th round, Douglas knocked Tyson to the floor. He didn't get up, and Mike Tyson lost the fight. Buster Douglas was the champ. The underdog won. But here's what I want you to think about and consider. Why did he win? Was he a better fighter? No. But it came out that after the fight, that his reason, his why for getting back up after he got knocked down and subsequently beating Mike Tyson was that he made a promise to his mom that he was going to beat him and become world champ. See, a few weeks prior, his mom was facing some real serious health challenges and deteriorating really quickly in the hospital. And even as she was in the hospital, she began to tell everyone that my son is going to beat Mike Tyson. My son is going to beat Mike Tyson. And her son, Buster, made a promise, and he made good on that promise getting in the ring. So a few days before the fight, his mom passed away. He knew he had one goal. He had to do what he said he was going to do. So when it didn't look good, when he got knocked out, he got back up because he remembered his why. He remembered his reason. His why for winning the fight wasn't that he wanted the prize money. I'm sure the prize money was great. It wasn't because he wanted the bragging rights. I'm sure that was also great. His why for winning the fight wasn't so he could get the belt. His why was because he told his mom that he was going to beat Mike Tyson. And because his why was deep enough and it meant enough, he didn't quit and he accomplished his goal. Now, let's get back to you. So one of the main reasons why people don't find success in whatever they do is because they have not defined their why. The reason that you haven't accomplished the goal yet of healing your body fully and getting off those medications and losing 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds that you know that you've needed to get rid of for years is because you either don't have a why or your why isn't strong enough. Because having a why will keep you focused on the goal when you want to give up. When you get knocked down, and it happens to the best of us, this is the thing that will help to get you back up. So how do you find your why? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I'm going to get ready to show you right now. So first, you need to spend some time and think. Now, thinking is the hardest work that most people never do. People would rather do anything else than be forced to think. But that's not you because you're here and you want to learn. So first thing you have to think of the goal you want and drill down all the way down until your why is rock solid. And typically the best whys are not only meaningful to you, but they have some type of impact to others. So for example, say you're a woman and you're saying, I want to lose these 30 pounds that I've been holding on to for 5 years. If I ask you why, you might say something like, because I can't fit into my clothes and I feel uncomfortable in my skin. Now, that might be true, but it's a really weak why. It's very surface, very shallow. To get a rock solid why, you need to dig deeper, like you're drilling down for oil. So, okay, you can't fit into your clothes and you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. Well, how does that impact you? Well, I don't really feel that confident. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, how does that impact you? Well, I stay at home a lot more and I'm way less social. Okay, and how does that impact you? I've been feeling a lot more lonely lately. See how far we're drilling down, guys? Okay, now how does that impact you? Well, it was okay for a while, but now I see my close girlfriends going out and meeting guys and having a lot of fun and having companionship. Okay, and how does that impact you? Honestly, I feel like I'm losing out on life and I'm not getting any younger. All right, and how does that impact you? Well, I want to be able to put myself out there and find a life partner, and I want to have kids and a family someday. So, okay, great. So you see how far we drilled down? So your why could potentially be, I want to lose the 30 pounds so that I can put myself in a position to meet someone incredible, get married, have kids, and build a life with. Well, congrats, you've drilled down enough where your why is strong. So when you want to skip the gym or binge watch Netflix while chowing down on junk food, you won't, because in essence, you'd be trading that long-term goal of your husband and kids for some cookies or chips or ice cream. And that's not worth it to you now because you know your why. Let's do another example. Say, I want to lose these 60 pounds and get off high blood pressure meds that I hate taking. Okay, why? Because I just know it's weighing me down and everything hurts and I'm just tired and fatigued all the time. Okay, well, how does that impact you? Everything is just harder. I have no energy. Everything is just more laborious. Even sleeping. Okay, how does that impact you? Well, my wife says when I sleep, I snore so loud, she's starting to sleep on the couch. That's not good. And how does that impact you? Well, I want my wife in the bed with me. It's impacting our intimacy and our relationship. And how does that impact you? Well, we don't feel connected. We walk around like strangers. There's tension. I feel like she's resenting me. So your why could be, I want to lose these 60 pounds so I can improve my marriage and see the joy in my wife's face again and the twinkle in her eyes. Now, this is a great example of drilling down and not stopping at the first surface level reason. Now, let's do one more. I think you're getting the hang of it, but I'm going to give you another example. Say I'm diabetic and I need to lose 40 pounds. Okay, why? Well, I hate the way the meds make me feel. I feel like I'm a stranger in my own body. Okay, and how does that impact you? I can't concentrate. I have brain fog. My mind takes longer to process information. Okay, and how does that impact you? Well, I feel like I haven't put my best stuff at work. I feel like, starting the show and the quality of my work is diminishing. And how does that impact you? Well, because I've been at this company for 7 years and it's time for my promotion and my raise, and I don't want to get passed over. Okay, well, how does that impact you? Well, if I get passed over, I don't get a raise and I can't buy the bigger home that I want, and I can't move my aging parents out here to the state that I live in so that I can take care of them. So that's the drill down why. I want to lose the 40 pounds and get off of medications so I can be in a position to take care of my family and my aging parents. Now that's so strong. Or it could be the same scenario, but instead of, wanting to have enough money to move your parents in, you might say, I need to get a raise so I can save up enough money to quit my job and start my own business. So I want to get off the meds and lose the weight so I can quit my job and start my own business. See, when your why is deeper than I want to fit in these jeans, then you're way more likely to achieve it. You realize the implications are if you do go ahead and lose the weight and heal your body, and you realize the implications if you don't. They're real life implications. They're not shallow aesthetic implications. So on day 3, when you're tempted to eat that double cheeseburger and your fries, you're now thinking, this might prevent me from realizing the dream of having a spouse and a family. Let me make the healthier option. Or this might prevent me from having a wife that loves being around me. Or this might prevent me from being able to move my parents in with me. Or this might prevent me from being able to quit my job and start the business that is on my heart. Now, when you realize it's bigger than food, bigger than a number on the scale or a waist size, then you'll accomplish it. This is by and large one of the main reasons why people fail at any type of weight loss or healing attempt. Now, here's an example of a few more whys. So I've known people who have had teenage kids, they love roller coasters, but they were way too heavy to ride them. And their why was they needed to get their health in order so they could spend quality time with their kids at the theme parks, doing things that they love, and so they can make memories together. That's a really strong why. Another one is, I've seen people that wanted to travel the world, right? Take epic vacations, but they know that right now how their body is set up, how their health is set up, those vacations would be a waste of money because they wouldn't even be enjoyable. I've also known people who've, done things in the past, like they've run a marathon before and they're runners, and over time they stopped because they got heavier and their joints started hurting. But they miss how that running felt and they want to get back to it. Or they've had other sports or other hobbies. They've been former athletes. I've seen people that, have wanted to, make sure that they're able to walk their kids down the aisle and be there when they have their families and when they have their kids and they want to be grandparents. Like, these are extremely strong whys. So here it is. Your action item is you need to spend some time alone with a pen and paper and go through the same process. Now, not your phone, because you end up on Instagram probably for anything like me. I mean, an old school pen and notepad. Now, I know some of you might be tempted to skip this. You might be thinking, oh, well, my why is something similar to what you've already shared. Well, you don't really know that until you drill down for your own personal situation. So I still encourage you to do this exercise because you don't even know what could come out of it when you actually start thinking through your own life. And then when you begin to write down your thoughts. So get that written down first. That's the first step. I can't stress that enough. And if you really want to be sure to execute on the goal, here's a pro tip from a psychology professor, Dr. Gail Matthews, out of the Dominican University in California. She did research all about goal setting and what types of people accomplish their goals. So she had 3 groups of students and she separated them. One group didn't write down their goals at all. One group wrote down their goals, and the other group wrote down their goals and shared their goal with an accountability partner that checked in with them at least once a week. So what were the results? Well, the first group that didn't write down their goals, only 35% of them accomplished their goal. The second group who did write them down, 73% accomplished their goal just by writing it down. And the third group who shared their goal, who wrote it down and shared their goal and had an accountability partner that checked in once a week, had a 90% success rate. So having a strong why is important. Writing it down is just as important. It's not only you writing it down, but you want to place it on the background on your phone. You want to put it on the mirror. You want to put it, on the dashboard of your car or on the refrigerator door. You literally want to not only write it, but see it. Then find someone to share it with that can hold you accountable. That's almost a fail-proof way to make your goal a reality. Now, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did please subscribe so I can keep creating content like this and so you won't miss out on any videos. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate you forever. And also, if you want a template for writing your why statement and some examples of how to fill it out, I'd be happy to send you a free copy. Just comment below this video, template, or please send template, and I'll get it right over to you. So find your why. It will literally change your life. That's all for now. Remember, if you didn't come from a healthy family, make sure a healthy family comes from you. Be well, God bless, and I'll see you in the next.